noches to everyone. I hope everybody's doing well, blessed, and enjoying family. And again, Tony, gracias for allowing me to get on your platform. Stories written by a current prisoner to share my stories. And before I start off, como siempre, de corazón, muchísimas gracias a todos for all your kind words and prayers. Les extiendo un cordial saludo y abrazo. Gracias. Bueno, to get into the story on hand, in this one I'm going to speak on the camarada or the homie Pollo from East LA 13. I met Pollo, I don't know, it must have been 2002, 2003, around there. And he was a good camarada, he was a quiet one, But from the times that we actually had time to conversate and stuff, his thing was just that, being a pollero. He he knew those avenues across that linea. So I guess when he was out, he was real good, at doing what he did when it came to people or jale or whatever he had to get across. Um, that he would guarantee 100%. No fallas on the cruce. But at this time he was gonna embark on a new mission, or he was gonna try something, but which I understood. I don't wanna downplay the homie or anything and his ignorance. I just can't find another word to say it when it came to how the Billies were requesting of him to do, which was start bringing dope for them, and the promises were you're not gonna be having to run all over the spot to make feria, and his major problem was he took his eyes away from what he knew how to do, because he was still game banging. Whenever he had put money on his pockets or whatever, he would start drinking, getting sprung out, and the common thing amongst a lot of street people, is basically they don't know how to manage feria or one's life, But anyways, so he happened to go back to the shoe for a riot, I believe it was. So this is how he ended up crossing paths with Toto from Santa Paula and Chavo from Bakersfield. Once they heard that Homer was real good at what he did, you know, them being who they are, were, however you wanna put them, um, right away they latched on, they wanted they wanted that camarada to be with them for the camarada to start doing it, doing what he knew how to do for them, for their benefit, with the promises of the world, typical politician, It makes no difference if you belong to the state or prison or whatever. Politician is a politician, They're good at running drag. But anyways, the camarada, once he told me this, of course, at this time I'm doing my time, and I know better than to even speak against something or Apili's wishes. Me speaking against that is automatically going against the green, and at this time I was loyal stupid, But anyways, in my head I knew right away, like, poor dude, you don't even know what you're getting into, promising loyalty, and they're not gonna give you that wiggle room no more to actually do you. You're stuck, basically, Never been in politics. Never been in part of that. It's just you came to the back to the shoe for being a campolero and doing what you're supposed to do. Riot. You're supposed to hooping with your gente, and just happen to speak too much amongst those that you open that little window and they're in it. They're gonna be there trying to get as much from you as they can, which this was the case. He trusted in the wrong people, and now he got out the shoe with them promises, to stay loyal to them and to stop doing all this small stuff, which in reality, all this small stuff was actually putting money in his pocket for him to act a fool. In my head, it was like, you're kissing all that away. I mean, it's possible to make money with them, but all that, you having your money and disappearing for a month and partying and all that, that's gone. You're stuck 24/7 to attend to the needs of these individuals. And those are facts. There is no, no black, gray, and white. It's only black and gray. Black and white, excuse me. There's nothing in between. It's either you're with them or against them. That's it. But anyways, without losing track, of what I'm saying, I disculpenme. And he got out and he touched to where he needed to touch. And I believe at first it was a pilistoto. He went down and he was plugged in with somebody that had the material, just didn't have the means to get it across. It was basically he could actually pay to get it across, but it would be a double charge. So Toto was trying to eliminate that between, basically just one person getting it and getting it to where it needed to on this side or on the Cali side. And so the camarada did, he went a couple times, came back, went back to Cali and did what he had to do. And everything was firme. And the same, I believe, with Chavo. He was able to touch base with who he needed to touch base in Mexico and directing two, three other camaradas to get things across and get it all the way to where it needed to get on the Cali side, which was all good, all good and dandy. But I believe it was with Toto, if I'm not mistaken, that Homeboy decided to go across to TJ and decided he had money in his pocket, so he just went and grabbed a couple hyenas or some dope or however he decided to go about it. And party, just go down and party before he uh, he went on another mission. And it wasn't to their liking. It was taking too long. They couldn't get in touch with the camarada, so when he got his ear smacked back, I guess he told him, hey, I'm out here doing it, but I also need my time. Don't make it into like a work thing. It's either we're supporting each other or we're not. He got smart with them. And I say it in my words. I tend to leave all that talk, for where it needs to be. There's no need for it here, so but you guys get what I'm trying to say. So at the same time, homeless on the streets, he don't belong, to the areas he's functioning, and he's not part of a mess on the streets for them. So their best option is to let it slide and keep this avenue open. And as you guys have been aware of a lot of my stories, a lot of when you're in prison, they're God Almighty with the rules and regulations and taking people's careers, but when it starts benefiting them and it has nothing to do with them being bullies, and they bend their arms, you know. I've been elbow to elbow in prison and doing things in Mexico and in jails in Mexico, and believe you me, you know, all that machismo image that everybody holds them to, it ain't there, man. It just ain't, you know. It's there when they have thousands and thousands of camaradas being their backbone. Then they feel strong. Then they feel they can actually go about being that superhero in their head, you know, and act like super high power cholos that que hacen y deshacen con la cola, you know, but they're not, you know. And I know a lot of people I'm gonna get a lot of backlash from people saying like, hey, well, I know you wouldn't say it in their face. You know, you don't know what I would do. I'll just leave it at that, you know. And of course, where I'm at now today and how I am now today, there's no point of me doing it, you know. There just wouldn't be. For one, I wouldn't go down that route that I used to, you know, where I ain't touch my heart for nobody. It's just not me in me no more. And two, to be honest, it wouldn't have no type of meanings for me to do it. You know, I wouldn't gain anything from it and I wouldn't lose anything from it. What got done it is done, and you know, I always been like that type of vato, you know. I don't even I don't even go backwards como dicen ni como jaiba, you know, ni para agarrar viada, you know. I keep pushing. But anyways, like I said, you know, I've been in places with them where I've truly seen a lot of the vatos that people call legends break it down for a papel a carga, you know, literally. But anyways, getting back to what I was talking, ay, discúlpenme por favor. So they let it go, they kept working together, you know. Somewhere along the lines, Pollo, he got busted with two hyenas, you know, not even going across, they just drunk, high, and speeding, you know. I believe it was in Santa Paula or somewhere in that area. And he ended up catching more time. And as you know, as I just mentioned, you know, you're useful till you're useful, you know. When you're not a soldado in prison, where you can't do nothing in prison, where all your worth is on the streets. Once he hit the system and he touched CDC, he wasn't useful no more. So everything came back to play, you know. You actually were able to talk back to me and thinking everything's cool? Nah, chales. So they had Homeboy whack. And at all times, Homeboy was, disculpe me for saying this, but he was being pendejo like I was, you know. Thinking what he had done for them at one point was going to hold any type of value to shield him, you know. It didn't, you know. For one, you angry those that you were helping, which once you're not useful, then you're throwaway. And for two, a lot of different pilis come into play, you know. You were favoring these two, but where was I? You know? I never got touched or loved with this in regards to what you were doing, so as far as I knew, you were meando fuera de la cazuela, so go ahead and just remove him. He's taking space from a solid camarada, and it's how it goes. And the reason that I decided to get into the story is, for one, just to prove, at least when it came to these two Pilis, you know, you always hear about them being grouchy, high profile, high gangs. How would I say it? Ay, discúlpenme. High profile cholos, that nothing goes, nothing flies, and yeah, to some sense, they are, in the system. But outside the system, you know, uh, you could say I was cursed, or I don't know, but I actually got to see the ins and outs, if you guys get what I'm trying to say, in the system, like I said, like for example, if we really sit down and analyze, let's analyze Toto for a minute. Old ass man, 1-on-1 against a Sureño. What is he gonna do? Yeah, he could pull a fierro, but if a camarada pulls out a fierro, is he really gonna hold his ground? He's not. He's relying on him having hundreds and hundreds of Sureños that are gonna be frontline for him. Are just facts, He uses his status. Can he bust a grape? Anybody could bust a grape. Will he? More than likely he won't. And that's just the truth. And I disculpen to those that feel that I'm speaking on something I don't know about. But anyways, getting back to what I was talking. Homeboy got stabbed. They almost took his life. As far as I heard, where they hit him, they flatlined him, and that was it. He was done. So, and the reason I get into this story now is, for one, like I said, to speak about these two Pilis that, well, everybody holds them to a certain degree of high power, right? And two, to expand on my message, for those that are out there, which is, if you're out in the streets running wild, thinking that when you hit prison, everything's gonna have a value, what you do out there inside, and you're gonna be able to sit on a pedestal because you did already this and that. You guys better think again, man. What you do on the streets have no meaning of what you inside at all. And when you go through reception to get classified, everybody goes in as pescado with a clean slate. You have to earn everything from day one. What you do on the streets, a Pili would tell you himself, what you done or what you did on the streets, I could give up about. Have you done for me? What have you done for the causa? Nada? Then save all that. Because that just makes me mad and wants me to have you whack. These are exact words from a Pili to a camarada that try to show off to him. So again, everyone, just be smart, be wise. There ain't earning nothing with these individuals. And if you guys don't believe me, let's just put it like this. Right now it's really prevalent. Skid rows, dope fiends on the streets. Go trying to earn some points with them. Agárrate un tecato o alguien bien prendido that's there. Try to be a good person to him. Try to earn some points. And I guarantee you 100% he's going to eventually either backstab you or hurt you, hurt your family or something. You will never, ever get him to look at you with love and respect. Because he's only thinking of one thing, which is dope and abusing those that he can have a reach on. And those are facts. But anyways, mi gente, as you guys probably already could tell from the background and everything, I had gotten out of the hospital this morning and I came back in. It's getting bad. But to the grace of my higher power, I'm here. And I apologize to that one subscriber. Yes, you're right. My higher power is Jesus Christ. But, I'm not on here to push any type of agenda against anything, as you guys that know me know this. So, you know, I don't know what's gonna happen. It's getting difficult, but regardless, I'm hoping to go home in soon. And I actually had something planned for you guys today with my niece. You know, I want do an interview with her just to see how, from her point of view, on how my family, the struggles they went to when they found out I was in prison, when I had gotten stabbed, when I was already again in the hole, to the time I went to the feds, and just touch on that, just from that side, from that part of things, a family that we all seem to forget. That this includes myself. I could sit here and tell you guys about fulanito y sutanito, but have we discussed what's important, which is familia, what we make familia go through, what they feel? Have we touched on that? So I plan to do that, just to expand on the message I've been pushing with you guys since day one, which has always been be your own man, be smart, grow as a person, and grow with your loved ones, with your familia. Those are the ones that are happy to see you grow. You chase this other avenue, those people don't want to see you grow. They want to keep having that feet in between your throat. That's all they care about. Look at it from whatever angle you want to look at it, and you'll see you'll come with the same solution. But anyways, mi gente, I hope everybody's blessed, enjoying your familia, and stay true to yourself and loyal to your loved ones. Again, gracias, bendiciones del corazón. Saludos a todos. Buenas noches.